That is 8 of them I mentioned there. There's one who appeared in the UNC crowd because UNC is a magnet for people who the police looking for. This fellow called Bess, who was head of the SSA. And tonight, I want to accuse the UNC, especially Kamla Prasad Bissessa, of being the most dangerous person aspiring to leadership in Trinidad and Tobago's history. I am speaking to you here now as a person who just came out of the office of chairman of the National Security Council. The SSA is the country's premier information gathering entity. I could tell you as a statement of fact that the cabinet had not approved that the SSA be armed with automatic weapons. And in fact, it was only in November of the previous year that the cabinet approved a handful of handguns for SSA officers who a case was made that they may be in information gathering situations and find themselves confronted by armed criminals and may need to respond by carrying a concealed weapon aside. That is it. It came to my attention as head of the SSA that the SSA was penetrated by people who were outside of the agency, and unbeknownst to the cabinet, that the SSA was engaging in activities that shall remain undisclosed in public at this time. It was such a grievous situation that when the information came to me not as gossip or old talk, substantial information came to me that the SSA had deteriorated in that way. In 24 hours as Prime Minister and head of the National Security Council, I had to take action. The first action I took was to call Ambassador Philip Spencer in Washington, tell him, pack your bags, don't even speak to your wife, get on the next plane and call me on your land in Trinidad. Inside of 24 hours, Spencer was here. And the next day, I was able to tell the country that we have had to remove the head of the SSA, and Ambassador Spencer is now in that position, and we are dealing with the problem. What was the problem? Spencer is there now, right? A few weeks later, night time, about this same time or a little earlier, Spencer says to me, I'm at my desk. I'm going through the mail here, and a document has appeared here asking Mr. Bess, informing him that his purchase has arrived, and he is now to pay the 50% to complete the purchase because they've already paid 50%. You know what that agency had bought? Unbeknownst to the cabinet, unbeknownst to the population, unbeknownst to the Prime Minister, unbeknownst to anybody who should know. That agency bought 2 military-grade sniper weapons. These weapons have the capacity to hit and kill at 3,000 yards. And they also carry a telescope and a silencer, which means that whoever is using that, once they put that telescope on you, they could shoot you 3,000 yards away, and there's no report of a weapon being fired because the weapon has a silencer, not a suppression weapon. 2 of those were bought. Cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bought by the head of the SSA. To this day, instead of answering the question as to how you come to buy that, without a budget to buy it, without the cabinet approval, and that is now a matter which is attracting the attention of the police. But he could put on a UNC jersey and head for a public meeting to go and tell the country he is here to support Munilal.